go to your specialty in the defensive line. Another place where there's a lot of depth.
Yeah.
Some guys have some snaps. There's a lot of guys that don't have a lot of snaps.
Yeah, I mean, again, interesting just seeing, you saw the black shirts, right? And you see the single-digit numbers.
Yep.
Elijah,
Captains.
Yeah, captains, Elijah Judy, Bradley Van Poppel, Cam Lenhart, guys you knew were going to be in the mix. Wary, you kind of had, we knew the talent that he had and the abilities. Loved the fact that he's been mentioned more because there was, just immaturities and just he had to grow up a little bit. And apparently he's attacked it and done the right thing. So I think, again, Keona Davis is a guy that has all the God-given ability. I mean, Keona and Nweri, they're next. Those are Sunday guys.
Yes.
Those are Sunday bodies. Those scouts would come in and see those guys like, whoa, like.
96, 97.
Highlight those guys because they got the build to play on Sundays. Now it's just consistency, but the pieces are there. I know the experience. It's not Nash, it's not Ty, right? These guys can play.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see them evolve and grow and, again, do multiple things. Because we still don't know what this 3-3-5 could potentially look like with Coach Butler.
Right.
It might look a little different with Tony White. So it's fun to see those guys get pieced in there and what they're going to do behind them with those two guys come off the edge as well.
And Jalen George, portal guy. We didn't hear a lot about him because he was in a green jersey, but he's in the mix too.
Yeah, we're gifted. All right, you're a big D-line guy. I watched a couple of practices with him and with Nwaneri, we would watch him and we just were impressed by his movement, right? You're talking about a guy that's 6'7", 280 pounds, can play anywhere from a 2-tech to all the way out to a 6, right? That's really good versatility. Jalen George, got a chance to watch him a couple weeks ago. When he hits those pads, and he's got the swat and he's using his hands, it sounds different.
Yeah.
He's got really good footwork and he's an explosive, powerful guy. Like, that's a guy I could see sitting in and playing that 3 technique. And you wonder if Nebraska can be stout against the run. I don't so much worry about that because I think they know how they want to play.
Sure.
Right? You're talking about a movement front. They're going to be explosive and try to play in the backfield. I'm okay with that. But you want to sit and hunker down? I'll take RVP and guys like George being stout at the point of attack. They can get you there too.
Yeah, I mean, those guys just play with. I always say that some really good D linemen, they're good, but they play with heavy hands.
Yeah, just violent.
There's heavy hands. Like they hit you, you're like, God dang, man, that hurts. Like, they're just strong like that. And Nebraska's got those guys, so it's going to be fun to see it all evolve.
And then in the 3-3-5, you have a lot of some guys like Jax, Deshaun McCullough, who's coming in.
Yep.
I thought Willis McGahee was one of the best pass rushers they had last year. There's a lot of depth there.
I mean, Ochoa getting thrown back in the mix.
Ochoa,
there's
might be your best combo guy right there.
So it's gonna be fun to see. Again, you had your Tony White 3-3-5.
Yep.
You have your coach John Butler now. Your 3-3-5. Exactly what it's gonna see. See how those edge guys, those stand-up guys with McCullough and McGahee and Ochoa, how they're gonna work with a Nweri and a Keona Davis on the edge doing those games. I mean, good luck. It's gonna be fun to see that evolve and. Just the weapons that they're to deal with. Nebraska is.
Keep an eye on Dylan Rogers.
Yeah.
He knows how to practice.
And they like
another good.
He is absolutely relentless and one of those guys that's annoying to go against. Dylan Rogers will make some noise.
Athletic. I think this defense is athletic. That's what I say. I think for experience, I think they're going to make up with it with their athletic ability. Sometimes you can miss and not do the right things, but if you have good footwork and your athlete, you can make up for some of those mistakes you make.
That's what we thought last year too, and there's a lot of good examples of those guys. Let's talk about the problems it's a good problem. Watson Trent, Shavers, Wright. There's a lot of guys who are in that mix. Bowers, I know he's in there too. There's a lot of guys in that mix kind of in the middle.
Yeah, interesting, and I think they can scheme around strengths, right? Bauer and the law firm of Watson Trent, your downhill guys, right? Hit it and split it kind of guys. Shavers is learning to be a little bit more well-rounded, right? He's had some of the hamstring issues. He's missed a little time, but arguably your best blitzer. Javen Wright, the smartest of the bunch, allows you the most versatility. He can fit in the run game. You don't have to take him out of the game against tight ends. So I like their ability to kind of piecemeal. You want to get big and stop the run, you have pluggers. You want to be athletic and move around a little bit, they can go that route. You want to play with an extra D lineman. You heard Coach Butler quietly said, whether we're in a 4 front or a 5 front, we want violent hands and to play with good penetration. So I think they have some versatility in terms of how they want to play, right? They may play some under or some over front where they can be multiple, but protecting those linebackers and allowing them to be runner hitters. I think this is the most talented group Coach Dvorak has had to work with, and this is after graduating a guy that just made the 53-man roster. But when you talk about talent from top to bottom of those insides, this is the best year for Coach Dvorak.
Bullock didn't surprise anybody. Ted Hendricks is the new outside pass rusher award they've got. You know who's Ted Hendricks? Wright is. Buda Wright is long, tall, in the middle of the field. You're like, he just looks like the mad stork a little bit. You know the secondary pretty well. Apparently you have a kid in there. A lot of depth. There's at least 5, 7, 8 guys who are going to get some playing time.
Yeah, and I like how they do it, too. It is really competitive. And, you've got your couple of guys that are coming off the bench at that safety spot to back up your 3 veterans of Hartzog, Buford, and Singleton. You've got Guthrie, you've got Benning, and you've got Kahn, who can play in that kind of that field safety role. So there's those guys. Then at the cornerback spot, you heard him talk about Donovan Jones as a guy that you can play as initially a third starter. Really good boundary corner. He's long, he's strong. You get those big boundary receivers.
Yep.
Donovan's a good guy to handle those. You get the coverage ability of Sierra Wright. And the savvy strength of Marshall, who will really help you in the run game, too, especially to the boundary. And I like Sanders and Jeremiah Charles. Charles probably rival for best athlete on campus is probably only Andy Jackson, right?
Right.
It's either Jeremiah Charles or Andy Jackson. If you're looking for case studies of just raw athleticism and explosiveness, it's those folks right there.
Yeah, she's like 10-8 or whatever, 11-8 in the air.
Yeah, he's incredible. I think they ought to do studies on JJ. He is a gifted, explosive son of a gun.
And he can dunk. Which of the battles there on the defense are you most interested in seeing?
Just being a D-line guy, I just like to see all that evolve. I mean, as long as football is going to be around, that game's always one up front.
Yep.
I don't care who it is. That's the most important part of the defense. You can be really good in the secondary, and Nebraska is really good with the depth and the experience.
Yep.
But if they don't get to the passer and they don't stop the run, that secondary is pointless. So I like to see just the evolution of Noweri, Judy, Raleigh Van Poppel, Cam Lenhart, Ochoa. It's how everything's just going to mix, right? Because you have your D-line, but those outside linebacker guys, McCullough, those are guys that are playing the same positions, essentially. They're in the D-line as well. It's just the metamorphosis of that defense and what all can be doing with different fronts and utilizing all that athletic ability and that talent. Keona Davis, it's going to be really interesting to see a game-by-game case scenario, what they're trying to do and attack those offenses.
Yeah, you can make the case that Cam Lenhart had the best fall camp of the bunch, who has become a really interchangeable piece. You talk about a guy that can play inside or outside. If you can get in the shade and play in a 4 technique, that's really good versatility. Guys like Cam Lenhart, I think we've forgotten about.